In today's story, our hero Joey is summoned to the most dangerous occupation on the planet, as well as a job that I managed to avoid for 35 years. Jury duty. Better call Saul, all my fellow future outlaws. This is Card Games vs. Humanity, and I'm the NKK. Back with that Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters recap that you know you all love. Remember when I actually used to do these things consistently? So don't forget that sub, that bell, that like, become a member of the channel, and join the Discord, or why don't you? And leave a comment telling me if you think it's a bit suspicious that Johnson chose to take the form of Joey's comatose ex-girlfriend just to get his attention and start this duel. But before that, we must head back to Noah, who is very disappointed in the performance of the Big Five. I'm not really sure why he thought corporate scumbags would be good at a children's trading card game, or why he structured the world around that game in the first place. Kind of a mistake on his part. Justin appears in front of Noah, trying to convince him with his slick lawyer talk that they deserve another chance at redemption. Despite being ready to delete them all right here, right now, Noah is convinced by his lawyer mode and gives them all another shot. But don't pay attention to that, because we're back to the brothers Kaiba, who are, yes, you guessed it, walking into another forest. Wait, don't pay attention to them. We're already back to Joey, who is still wandering inside this castle trying to call out the Big Five. Realizing now is the time to show off his training with legendary master Shawn Michaels, he reveals his new technique, the sweet chin music. Jesus Christ, if that's what he can do after only a couple months of training, I really need to find Shawn Michaels quick. You know, before he dies. Let's not even ask what the chances are of a hidden wall being behind this one random part of the building that you decided to kick. Let's not ask why the castle has a giant hidden room with a blimp in it that's actually bigger than the castle itself. Let's definitely not ask why the very first thing that Joey chose to do was to go into Mai's room because no one was there to stop him. Because he's scared that another character who is sleeping, a flashback is automatically triggered. Before Mai all of a sudden wakes up in a strangely similar manner to The Undertaker.
Why, you're even less intelligent than you look, Joseph.
Oh my god, her voice is completely different and kind of sounds like a guy. I accidentally load season 4? It was him, Joey. It was Johnson. It was Johnson all along, Joey. Here, take my card if you don't believe me. Just do me a favor and explain how the fuck you swiped it so fast that you somehow created a thought bubble. Joseph then reveals he's actually been living a double life as Britney Spears' father this entire time.
I'm taking you to court so I can claim your body.
Just leave Britney alone! Joey has about as much patience for all this lawyer garbage that I do. Admitting that they duel right now, pretty much forgetting what's on the line and how dangerous all of this is. So yeah, exactly how I would have acted in court, too. Paul Goodman says dueling is quite like the courtroom, constantly fucking with your opponent so they don't know what they do and they just want to give up and leave because they're bored.
Hey, why's the room spinning, Johnson?
I gotta give that voice actor credit. You can literally taste the Brooklyn accent in those words. All of a sudden, our hero is inside a courtroom because who saw that coming? Watching his opponent become the judge man right before his very eyes. I can't wait to see him use cards like Solemn Judgment, the Judgment Hand, and just about any card from Judgment of the Light. For some reason, Joey's so full of Brooklyn rage that he starts going SSJ before Johnson knows exactly what to do to calm him down. Show him some picture of some dice. Not so he can choose his deck or anything, it's just he knows reminding him of gambling in any fashion will always put him in a good mood. Despite not caring about the rules or the general situation at hand, so he goes ahead and chooses his deck master, the Flame Swordsman. I also heard somewhere that his name might be Frank, but that just might be a rumor.
You have my word as your deck master.
Awesome, he talks.
I love how Joey is super excited to have a deck master that can just actually communicate with him. I also love how he has literally the most anime Chad voice that I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, seriously? I'm a little turned on. This duel finally begins, and Judge Judy takes the first turn. Summoning Hysteric Fairy to the field, a decent monster with 1800 attack that's basically just some hot chick in a business suit with some wings. Which, according to Joey, is apparently the most annoying monster he's ever seen. Personally, I would have gone with Yatagrasu. I just fucking hate birds. So he draws Gearfield, the Copper Warrior, summoning it to the field. Before the Flame Swordsman immediately tells him his Deckmaster ability, instantly becoming more useful than both Karibo and Dark Magician Girl combined. An ability that allows you to transfer his attack points to any other warrior monster on the field, raising Gearfried's attack point all the way up to 2300. Johnson sets one more monster face down before all of a sudden...
You've destroyed my skill angle. This lets me draw one card.
No, goddammit, look at it. Look at that. Does that look like a skeleton? Does that look like an angel? A fully grown angel? I don't think so. That's barely even Cupid. No, it's not a skeleton. One of these things is not like the other, and somehow you've made me hate them both. After destroying that creepy little bastard Cupid, Joey goes in for a direct attack with Gearfried for a massive 2300 damage and making this duel look way too easy for a Joey duel. Unfortunately for him, Jensen over here is all about the stall. Heading Mystical Elf to the field before setting one more back row and ending his turn. Let's head back to Yugi and Taya, who are as cold as ice together, struggling their way through the tundra.
Beat one of those creeps in a duel, then so can they.
Wow, Yugi, grow up. Do you have to like pee or something? What kind of a child just hops up and down like that? I haven't done that in like 2 years. Now we're back to Serenity, Duke, and Tristan, the latter of which apparently caught a cold from swimming with the Lady of the Lake. Now we're back to Yugi. Wait, now we're back to Tristan, who was trying to molest Duke because he gave up on Serenity, I guess. Actually, scratch that. We're with the Kyber brothers again now. Seto is doing mostly what he does best, screaming at the sky, calling Noah a complete pussy for not willing to face him. Noah says, I know you are, but what am I? And I'll just create another door for you to go through. Why don't you open it? I wonder what could be behind this one. Another forest? Nope, we're actually back at the office, where Seto feels most comfortable.
You just can't admit that I invented something you never could. Right.
And that, my friends, is what we like to call there will be no character development today. Father Cupid does not approve of this virtual gaming system. It's very clear that we make war machines, not game machines. Fire and destruction, not fire flowers. Controlled explosives, not game controllers. Okay, I'm done. Back in the forest, Kaiba says this must all be an illusion and he can't keep letting it get to his head. He knows that Noah must have gotten help from someone because he's using his virtual reality system as the basis, and he goes off into a Dennis Reynolds like Golden God rage because of it.
And who's helping you? You'll never succeed.
I'm not gonna lie, he should probably become a rock star if he could just make his voice naturally echo like that. Back to the duel, Joey summons Rocket Warrior to the field, ready to throw the book at Johnson and end this duel once and for all. Too bad for our hero, he finally decides to activate his Deckmaster ability, something I guess he could just do during his opponent's battle phase. Also known as clearing the courtroom, he merely has to pay 1,000 life points to not only destroy all of his opponent's monsters, but inflict 500 life points of direct damage for each one that was removed. I don't know if that's more broken than DMG, but goddamn, that's close. I mean, you know, there's just like maybe a small disparity between the power levels of these Deckmaster abilities. Just a little. For some reason, Joey chooses now to finally notice the bottomless trap hole in his hand, displaying the card completely before setting it down on the field in the most heavy-handed way possible. Without warning, though, Yugi and Taya bust through the tundra into the courtroom because that's definitely a sentence you thought you'd hear today. That's just a pair of fucking arms. Mr. Goodman fuses this almighty creature with a mystical L, summoning a creature that Joey is ready to bottomless on the spot. Oh, too bad it only has 1,300 attack points, because that's definitely worth it for a fusion monster. The episode ends with Camion Wizard attacking Joey for 1,300 direct damage, healing Johnson for 800 thanks to a lovely fake card called Sinister Judgment that I'm too lazy and uninspired to make fun of right now. Well, that's it for this week's episode. I want to thank you all for watching, and of course a shout out to all my channel members and patrons. We've had a few watch parties on the Discord already that have been a blast, and your boy's gonna have some serious box breaks coming up, so don't you miss out on that shit. It's gonna get good. This has been Man from With All the Growth, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we can pick shit back up here pretty soon. Later. Joey goes ahead and for some reason Joey's so full of Brooklyn Lage. Jesus Christ, if that's what he can do after a couple months of training, I really need to find Shyma.